Roger, when you decided to finally come out of the closet with this, out of the spiritual closet, I
Yes.
think I was in the closet for quite some time, and and it took me a while to come out. And I just do a talk show essentially. I do an interview show and have conversations with spiritual people. I don't channel entities
Mhm,
through me.
mhm,
So the level of you putting yourself out there is, in my opinion, much more vulnerable
mhm.
than let's say what I do.
No, it's not. They said, no,
Okay.
it's not. They
Okay,
said,
well,
no, I'm getting that right now.
all right, fine. Okay, fine. It's fair enough. But what you do is you put yourself, when someone channels another entity or something like that, it is a vulnerable space. It, like I
Yes.
say in the show all the time, it clears the room. You walk in and go, "Hey, everybody, I'm a channeler. If anybody wants something, just let me." It clears the room. How did you deal with your friends, family, colleagues after you decided to come out publicly and start channeling live
I,
like this?
I received a message in 2017 because I was struggling with that, especially with
Yeah.
my family. And
Oh
they
yeah.
said, you needed the opposition. I received in 2017, I got this message because I said, why is everybody coming at me? Why am I receiving this judgment? And they said, well, because you weren't trusting yourself. And so if you have people pushing against you, then it causes you to go within and start to own yourself, which is what everyone's supposed to do. And
Mm,
so they started giving me things. I said, everyone has had the same situation, no matter where they are. And one of the things they gave me, I use in some of my work, I go, how to have a happy childhood. Because they said, you all have these ideas about your childhood and where you came from and all those things. They were all great if you figure out the value that you gain from any experience that you had rather than all the judgment of how horrible it was. We have to
mm.
reinterpret everything about our lives, which is mindset, which is a higher state of consciousness, and that's the work that I was given. And
So
and
you, so what? So I'm assuming that the people around you weren't. Oh, great, you're a
no,
channel.
oh no, oh no. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. I had this best friend. She was since 1986. She's German and she came to this country, but she's just a wonderful person. We became best friends. She was
Mhm.
10 years older. Unfortunately, she died last year.
Sorry about that.
And I thought, and this so for 36 years we were best friends, and I thought I'm
Mhm.
going to lose it. But she also didn't really trust what I was doing, didn't believe it. And at a certain point, she says, I no longer understand you. I no longer understand what you are doing and all. But I said, you're not supposed to because I have to go in this other place and I know you're not going to get it. Everyone is not going to understand. No
Mm.
one sees what's coming right away. This is how we have world conditions that show up that nobody's paying attention to. My guide said, if you look back 100 years ago, all the things that happened and you thought it was a surprise, some of you know what's, you
Right.
have. So then she died. And then what happened on the night she died one night, I am just crying. So I'm grieving, Alex, like you can't
Mhm.
believe.
Mhm.
And in my grieving, I felt this different presence and I thought, oh, maybe that's her telling me to calm down and stop that.
Mhm.
The next morning, I had scheduled a channeling session. And I thought, I don't know if I'm going to get through this. And I'm just really, and I went and did it. And I'm like, oh my word, it was the best one ever. And it felt like now she understood. And now she's sending me energy. That's exactly, I couldn't explain anything else. And it was so funny because I want people to understand we're all living consciousness and we're all eternal beings. We're always
Mhm.
here. And then what started happening, she started sending me people to help. These German people. She started sending me these young German people. And I knew that's what was happening.
That's
And so
hilarious.
that I would keep going because we need this work in the world now so that we can uplift the planet.
That is fascinating. Well, we keep speaking of this group of Wilhelm. Do you think that we could have a chat with him, with
Absolutely.
them?
Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
What's the process, by the way? So
I
everyone
just need
watching.
a I just need a second to I've been already receiving stuff, but I just need a second to focus and then we will do it. Mm. Hmm. We are so pleased we're here, and we've waited for you your entire lives. Now, we know that doesn't make sense to you because you've probably never seen us, but you will understand what we're saying because we speak a universal language that you will all understand. Exist in your world right now in most opportune time because you have the opportunity to create this wonderful world that you've all wanted to see. As you look at what's occurring in your world now, it's happening for a reason. It's happening so you can come together. It's happening so that you can start to love yourself. It's an internal process that you each move through in your evolutionary path to bring your light and your love to the world now to make this shift that you all want to move through. Now, we know it's challenging and difficult because none of you like to change, and that's what you have. So if you put billions of people together who don't want to change, then you have chaos. But we told you also back in 2012 that it also brings unity. You move through your world, your universe at specific times, and it's all connected to everything that has existed. It's all connected to the galaxies, to the stars, because everything is energy. When you understand that you are energy and your world is that, you will start to use it in a more effective way, meaning that you will use it to move through your past limitations and restrictions. This is a generational shift, by the way. That's why you've never experienced it. That's why it's heavy. That's why it's complex. And that's why it's chaotic. However, you decided to be alive in this carnation for the purpose of making a better world. And you make that better world by you becoming better within yourself, honoring who you are. Now, we know that many of you have gone through all kinds of challenges, difficulties, and you thought that you were being punished for some reason. That's never true. You are learning, you are gathering information, you are gathering wisdom so that you could bring it to your world now. There's nothing more important than you loving yourself. There's nothing more important than you becoming successful, prosperous, because when you do that, you will shift your world and you will take care of those that you've been ignoring. Half of your world you've been ignoring half of the world, and you've let people die and starve. There's abundance in your universe, and you're shifting that now. That is why you're having this period. We've told you that you are moving through a restructuring, but the purpose is so that you can restructure yourself and that all of you will become the beings that you are meant. Now, one other thing, as we're here with Alex, we want to say this because he has done so much and he is not appreciated on the deepest level. But the fact that he followed this movement that he didn't even understand why he was doing it, and he did it at exactly the right time, because it was an energetic movement in your world that he was attuned to, not knowingly, of course, but he was attuned to it. And as he did that, now he's helped many more than he could even imagine. And he did something else. When he decided to do his raising money to feed people, my word, the example that he has set for all of you has been tremendous. And we hope that you appreciate it, because now you have this opportunity to move in, because you've made another shift and you'll make another one. We love that we're doing this coming into your full moon because it's very powerful. And as more of you decide to own who you are, love yourselves, you're going to see a very different world. We know it's going to take a little while, but if you start now, it will be beautiful. Now, you will create the world that you want to see if you create the world within yourself that you want to have. We love you all so very much.
To watch the full video, click on the link below, and don't forget to subscribe.